Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get my next guest down now. He is, without doubt, a brilliant comedian, and he made headlines this week. So here to tell us what he really meant by all that, it is the fabulous Dara Ó Briain. That was a great flick. That was a great flick you gave us back there.
Thank you very much, thank you very much. Man, she has let herself go, hasn't she? It's kind of sad when you see somebody at the peak and then later it just...
So let me ask you about this thing this week, because
Dara
is on one of my favourite TV shows, Mock the Week, which is a brilliant show. You're a brilliant host on it. It's a great panel show. And if I can paraphrase the lead up to this, there's been discussion, people saying there should be more women on panel shows, in particular that one, which seems to be quite kind of like, you know, very masculine and testosterone-fueled in its own way. And then you came out and you offered a counterpoint to Danny Cohen, the controller of the BBC, who said, henceforth we will not have at the BBC any panel shows that do not have a woman on.
Fine, yeah, that was what was said. And then I did an interview with the Radio Times, which you mentioned the topic, and then the Radio Times sent out, as they do, snippets of that interview with a pressy headline on it. So basically, I opened the paper on Wednesday and saw lots of headlines that at first glance I thought, oh, Dara Ó Briain, sexiest. Nice. And then read them again, and apparently it gave the impression, the headline gave the impression that I'd said that I was against this particular ruling, and I'm not against this particular ruling. I've had meetings in the BBC in which I've said, do you know what, this has been stick to beat Mock the Week for a while, and it shouldn't be, and we should make sure that there are, but my view is that we shouldn't announce that as a policy, and the reason I say that we shouldn't announce it is you could have the policy. I'm great with the policy. I love the women we bring on to Mock the Week, but when I do that bit at the start, the bit in front of the audience before the cameras roll, where I do my own warm-up and then I bring everyone out and I go, hey, and I'm bringing on 6 different acts, some of whom are new, some of whom they're not familiar with. I don't want this policy hanging over any time I bring out a female guest going, hey, and here's... Because these are people we've had on before.
You don't want it to be, even for a second, people to believe that this is a token presence.
Yes, and that's why I'm all in favour of the policy. I was against the announcement.
Okay.
But that nuance, people didn't spot and suddenly thought I'm the guy who doesn't want women on shows.
But you do, we can clear this up, you do hate women.
Yeah. In practically all of the circumstances, they want to steal our essence.
So clearly, because I know you are not misogynist, and I know you're not that person, I know that you have wanted to have women on every episode whenever possible.
Yeah. And in any show, on comedy shows, on science shows, hugely, we've made a big push on Science Club and Stargate to get as many women involved in those things as well, to show, you know, that is a fabulous career choice for women, for young girls to go into. It is a thing that's actually important to me and feel very important, very strongly about. Yeah. The problem with Mock the Week is not like a lot of these other shows. They have to be stand-ups, because we get them to do stand-up stuff, so they have to actually be stand-ups. And stand-ups, unfortunately, for whatever reason, is 90-10 male-female, and that just doesn't tend to mean that it skews the talent pool from which you're drawing.
Dara is a brilliant man, not just a great comedian, but a brilliant man. You have a brilliant brain. You understand physics, you studied physics, you understand mathematics very much, and you're turning it to very good use. On Tuesday, back on Dave, there's Dara Ó Briain School of Hard Sums.
Yes, that's our
And you are someone who, you do seem pretty devoted now to actually using the medium of television, not just to entertain, but also to educate at the same time. I mean, this is a...
It's a kind of a weird thing that a lot of comics I know would use their showbiz career to get to meet models and hang out and have dinner with them, and I use it to meet scientists because I'm a real nerd. And I quite like meeting these people and talking to them and learning off them.
So tell us the premise, because it's an unusual idea.
Yeah, we set a problem and we get comics in, and like, I mean, you know, Sally Phillips and Peter Serafinovich and various, you know, very luminaries of the comedy scene, and they go out and they try to do it by, you know, trial and error, by rote, by hammering away at the problem, and then we show that there may be a more elegant way to do it. Like, and that doesn't actually always happen, because I'm not actually that great, I'm a bit rusty at this stage, so often I don't get it very, very well. But it's one of these shows that it has its own devoted following of people who really like this thing, and I feel no obligation to try to lure anyone else into it. You know what I mean?
So basically, you're saying if this isn't your cup of tea, you don't have to watch.
Do you know the cool thing about it? It's nice to have enough things that if you go, no, you don't actually have to watch this. If you like this, grand.
Okay, so Dara, I'm pleased you're here for any number of reasons. A, because I adore having you on the show, but also because we did almost lose Dara. Comic Relief almost killed Dara Ó Briain, and this wasn't, people weren't having a whip round and asking him to do this. accidentally, you almost died while in...
We did one of those things, and actually, really, anytime you talk about it, that's a lovely photograph, by the way. Really one of the most...
That's a pretty good...
flattering images you could have chosen.
Isn't that your new... That's your new publicity shot.
Yeah. We went on this rafting, and it was just like essentially a sponsored bike ride to, you know, one of those kind of things.
And this was the Zambezi River, is that correct?
Down on the Zambezi for about 5 days of this. And that wasn't the thing that killed you. What happened was they sent us down these rapids, but it was at high water, so it was very, very fast, and they were just technically too difficult for us. And there's me and Philip Zadoya in one, and Jack D and Mel C in another one, both of whose boats ended up being caught by the rapids and being swept into trees. There are trees growing on the side, and the trees grab you, and you're thrown, and the water doesn't stop. And we got swept into a tree. No cameras around, no other boats around, just me and Olympic triple jumper Philip Zadoya, randomly, like the craziest crime-fighting duo you've ever met in your life. Non-swimming Philip Zadoya.
He can't swim?
Can't swim.
Oh, my God.
Can't swim. We had to go down the Zambezi without anything, and we just went down holding onto this inflatable thing. And then I got thrown out again. I had to swim to a tree and then hold onto a tree for 40 minutes until one of the camera boats came around.
Do you think this is gonna... This might sound like a stupid question, so in advance I apologise, but do you think, being Irish, you were more risk being in an African river? I mean, is there something in that?
I'm trying to think of a way in which that is not a stupid question. No, hang on. Is it that genetically the Irish would be more attractive to crocodiles?
No, because you're from a small island race.
Yes.
A small island race, and probably don't see hippopotami as often
as the British would.
Yes.
Yeah. I hadn't considered it. And you know what? It was probably as well that I didn't go, because I would have been in the water going, oh my God, this is dangerous, and then gone, oh my God, I'm also Irish.
Yes. Thank God.
This is at a whole other level.
Thank heavens that didn't occur to you. Well, I feel bad for raising that now. Okay, you know, let me ask you about some Irish things here, because this is what I didn't realise, and we've met many times. I didn't realise you were a Gaelic speaker.
Yes, I am.
You speak Gaelic, and I believe your father...
my father and I speak Irish, as we call it, to each other.
And he only wants you to speak Irish to him, is that correct?
No, it was kind of a cultural choice. You know, the language in the 60s was in danger of faltering or dying out, and he was part of a whole movement of people who wanted to keep it going. And
what an incredible thing, what a wonderful thing to decide to do.
A cultural thing, that's all it is, and it's a good thing.
I have some Gaelic/Irish here.
Yeah.
Can I test something? You can tell me.
I would love you to try it. Yes, I'd love to hear some of it.
Okay. It's a beautiful language.
It's a beautiful language.
I think
I'm sure you will do it
do
justice.
Okay. I mean, I've never seen words quite like some of these before, so I'm sort of flying blind here.
That's okay. I'm sure. Okay, no, go for it. Let's. I'll leave you blind so I can see.
Do you do the same accent as an Irish accent?
No, you can do it in any accent. You don't have to do it. Don't do your Irish accent, essentially. Will not aid comprehension either in English or Irish if you do that diddly-eye nonsense that you always do.
Ni chafien an chint.
Okay, let's pause there briefly. It is not Mandarin Chinese.
I'm just reading what's in front of me. This is what's written down.
Okay, Ni can an
No, I'm not. This is how it's... Ni chafien an chint an tedach. Ni kain on kient on tedak.
On teidach is cloth.
Yes.
Ni means no, something doesn't do something. So it's the bit I'm finding difficult, and I'm sure I speak for the entire Irish nation here, is the bit where you went in the middle. That I'm finding.
Okay.
Can I?
Bit racist.
Great, sexist and racist in a week.
Okay, that I was trying to say, talk, ni.
Kinds. Well,
No, kain.
Can I see it? And I'll... ni chahan and kinds and teidach, which is, you know, talk doesn't earn the clothes, you know, that it is,
Good.
It's not a particularly well-known Irish phrase. In fact, even as an Irishman, I'm going, I'm not really sure what the point of that is. Well, talk doesn't wear the clothes.
let's do one more, because I've got a feeling I've got a talent for this.
I think you're a natural, yeah.
Kursheda. Gawa. Is Gawa igoni e. That's got the lilt. That's the Irish lilt.
It wasn't that... Slightly Mexican.
Honey. It's a bit... I'm doing...
Yeah, because A means sister. Yeah.
Kursheda Gawa kikagawa igoni.
Boom.
I don't know. Boom.
May I? Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Yeah. Kurshida or Gaia Achis Gaia Agonia, right?
Like I said.
Exactly. Which is put silk on a goat and it's still a goat.
Put silk on a goat, it's still a goat. It's a wonderful
That's an
phrase.
excellent phrase.
You
That actually makes a lot of sense.
You can't tart up a goat.
You can't, you know?
Even if you're alone in the middle of Ireland.
Yes.
Don't even think about it.
That makes it seem like a much more...
Yeah.
Well, I dressed up the goat, but it's still a goat.
OK, Dara, great to have you on. I'm thrilled you're well. I'm thrilled the show's back, and thanks for coming on and clearing up that other issue. It's the fabulous Mr. Dara Ó Briain, ladies and gentlemen. Great, as always. Great. Fabulous. Still to come after the break with Kristin Davis, Ice Cube and Rufus Wainwright performing live. Don't go away.